Talking Points with Keith Vaz, celebrating diversity. Lyca, London.
Welcome back. This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Lyca Radio. It's that time of the year when we are set for Christmas with real snow, the holiday season, feasts, families, prayers. What adds to the perfect pitch tone of this magical time in music, especially Christmas? Christmas choirs, of course. I am delighted to invite our next special guest onto the program, Sister Ellah, the choir coordinator for the Emmanuel Apostolic Gospel Academy Choir, a versatile group that performs under the patronage of the Emmanuel Apostolic Church in Leicester. Sister Ellah has been the choir coordinator since 2003, in addition to her volunteering duties within the church as a chaplain and ministering to the gospel. She has truly been an exemplary Christian who works for empowering children through delivering knowledge and charities across England and in Jamaica, the Philippines, Canada, Gambia and Zimbabwe. And her choir members are from diverse backgrounds. The choir has sung for Her Majesty the Queen, the late Elizabeth II, members of the royal family and various TV personalities, and was semi-finalists in ITV's Britain's Got Talent. Let's go over to Leicester and join Sister Ellah, the coordinator of the Emmanuel Gospel Choir. Good morning, Sister Ellah.
Thank you for having me, Keith.
No one can really imagine Christmas without Christmas carols, and your choir and other choirs make the magic of Christmas so special. What made you join the choir in the first place? How young were you?
I was actually one of the co-founders of the choir, so I'm a member of the church, and we decided that music is a core part of worship and is a community engager. So then we started the choir.
Because there are some hymns, of course we call them carols at Christmas, that are very much part of the DNA, not just of the Christian community in Britain, but also all communities, because a lot of non-Christians may go to church schools and learn hymns like Hark the Herald Angels Sings and other music, O Holy Night. Are you surprised at the way in which, no matter what religion, those carols are known by everybody?
That's the beauty of music. It's a universal language. And sometimes you don't even have to sing in a language that people understand, but it's got a powerful way of connecting people. And it's just brilliant, the power of music, especially during this time. The carols, when you sing the carols, we're singing one language. And it's just a good demonstration of how we can come together as a people.
Now, yours is a very famous choir. You were mentioned on the BBC News. You were mentioned on the BBC News recently in remembrance of the late Queen Elizabeth II because you sang before her. What was that experience like?
Well, we sang in 2012. It was absolutely amazing. Just meeting royalty is an honor in itself. And to be able to sing for late Majesty the Queen was a stepping stone to our ministry in music. And she graced us in Leicester. The choir sang for her, signed for her. It was absolutely magical.
This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Lyca Radio. I'm talking to Sister Ellah, the chaplain and coordinator of the Emmanuel Gospel Choir of Leicester. When we come back, I'm going to ask her about that amazing day when they got to the semi-finals of Britain's Got Talent. Join us after the break.
Lyca Radio.
Welcome back. This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Lyca Radio. I'm talking to Sister Ellah, the coordinator of the Emmanuel Gospel Choir. Sister Ellah, when you got to that semi-final of Britain's Got Talent, I mean, you presumably entered for fun. You never thought you were going to win, but you got to the semi-finals. Was it a shock for you?
Honestly, we love singing. And I just have to say this before I talk about the Britain Got Talent. When we started the choir, the first time we performed, it was actually after a church service when obviously our honourable Keith Vaz, yourself, met us, and we were dressed in our hats, and you asked us, I'm looking for a gospel choir to sing at my mom's funeral. And we said yes, and guess what? We had never sung before as the choir. So it was a leap of faith. And so when we entered Britain Got Talent, the same thing happened. We said, we're not musically trained, but we just love singing and we would love to sing together. So let's go for it. We went for it and we reached the semi-finals.
Amazing. The whole country, not just Leicester, but the whole country was enthralled by this. Amongst the many titles and awards the choir has won, you've recently been nominated and shortlisted for the BBC Songs of Praise Gospel Choir for next year. I mean, that is amazing. You could actually be the Gospel Choir of the Year next year.
That would be amazing.
But it must be so shocking when you get plaudits like that, because you don't do it for those plaudits, do you? These just come. You do it because you are praising the Almighty.
Yes, we would do it because we love music. And one thing that we always say is we want to bring a smile on somebody's face. It's all doom and gloom in the world today. And we are on a mission to make people happy, to show them that there is hope, in the midst of all the gloom and doom. And we are using music as an instrument of that.
Now, some people believe, Sister Ellah, that Christmas has become too commercial. It's all about shopping and presents and all that kind of stuff. But actually, as with other festivals, religious festivals that we have on Lyca Radio, whether it's Diwali or Eid, there is a core to the Christian message, the birth of Jesus Christ. Do you think that we have lost our focus on what Christmas is about? And it's become basically a festival, the Jingle Bell Ball at the O2 is supposed to be Christmas, or the Queen's Christmas message, and now, of course, this year, the King's Christmas message. Do you think we've lost that focus as to why we're celebrating Christmas?
Yes, I think it's not as strong as it was before, because even in schools, the nativity plays are being taken out, and, we can't say Merry Christmas in some places. We have to say Happy Holidays. And I think it's a shame, because they're losing the message that was bringing people together. Because Christmas time, even when there were wars and disputes and all that was happening in communities, it was a time where there was peace, safety, and people came together and acknowledged the good message, why Jesus came for us all. And I think that needs to be reminded, the reason for the season, that, we can come together. Jesus came that people might have life and life more abundantly. And Christmas time is a good time to remember that.
Sister Ellah, coordinator of the famous, I can honestly say, one of the most famous gospel choirs in the entire country, the Emmanuel Gospel Choir. It has been an honor to talk to you. Thank you for joining us today. And thank you for being there at all the major events that really matter and singing these amazing songs. We always ask our special guests to choose a song that means something special to them and to dedicate it to someone special. Which song would you like to choose, and who would you like to dedicate it to?
I'd like to choose Oh Happy Day.
Well, Sister Ellah, that's one of my favorites, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, you sang it this week at the unveiling of the Merlin tree in Leicester, and it meant so much to me. So who would you like to dedicate it to?
I would like to dedicate it to the Vaz family. And the reason is what is life without serving others? We've been challenged in our lives, but I believe your work, Mr. Vaz, and your family has been a key part of the Leicester City, and we have been recipients of it. So I would love to dedicate it to you and your family.
Sister Ellah, you have brought me almost to tears, and, I feel very honoured that you should say such wonderful things. Thank you very much. Have a joyful Sunday, because this is a very special day, of course, for you, but also a remarkable and special religious Christmas Day. May God bless you, and may God bless the Emmanuel Gospel Choir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Let's hear Sister Ellah's song, one of my favourites, Oh Happy Day. for this week. I hope you enjoyed today's program. My thanks to Chef Rohit Guy and Sister Ellah for joining us today.